passing it over to you, Chris. Okay, I just want to wish everyone a happy holidays. We're starting the meeting at 7:06. And
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome.
Amazing.
Happy holiday and Merry Christmas, Altadena.
Oh my God.
We just wanted to start off a little bit festive. This is our December meeting. And so what I want everybody to know is that this particular year was Christmas Tree Lane's 100th anniversary. So we want to start the meeting off with a pledge, and we have Christmas Tree Lane will lead the pledge. And you'll see the flag on the screen when they take over. So I'm going to ask Pastor in the media to put up the pledge, and we can do the Pledge of Allegiance. And this is from Christmas Tree Lane, and it's from the youngest member of the association, Josh, and I'm going to pronounce his last name, Tomoyasu, if that's correct. Okay, over to you, Chris.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
Allegiance.
one
To the
nation,
flag
under God,
of the United States of
indivisible,
America,
Indivisible.
with liberty
Republic,
and
Justice
justice for all.
For all.
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know what happened there, but we lost the video. Anyway, so we'll move on. Thank you so much, Christmas Lane. Just remember, everybody, it is the 100th anniversary, so we wanted to feature them, so at least they get as much recognition as possible, even though we can't be there. So I'm moving on to item 1.2, roll call. Councilmember Jones. If you're not partaking, please mute your mic.
Good evening. Please answer after I call your
Councilmember
name.
Jones, you're on mute.
Good evening. I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Good evening. Please answer after I call your name. Antonio Becerra,
Present.
Okuri Azimi,
Present.
Victoria Knapp,
Present.
Jennifer Lee,
Here.
Billy Malone,
Present.
Ann Markison,
Here.
Jeff Simmons, excused, Nick Santangelo,
Present.
Gloria Sanica, Patricia Sutherlen,
Here.
Dr. Sandra E. Thomas,
Present.
Aaron Cheetah,
Here.
Dr. Reginald Wilkins,
Present. With
Dorothy
Senator.
Wong,
Here.
Sylvia Vega.
Present.
We have a quorum with 15 present.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Moving on, item 1.3, approval of the December 15 agenda, meeting agenda. Councilmember Sutherlen.
Thank you. The Executive Committee met on December the 8th and approved the agenda as presented to the council and posted on the website. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda, ladies and gentlemen? Veronica?
Can I add a really short census tract report?
4610, it'll be number 10 point what? Okay, anything else? Okay, in that case, I move to accept the agenda as amended.
Sorry, I had my hand raised.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Do we have any abstentions? I can't see everybody, so I'm going to assume that's There is no abstentions and we can move forward, so approved. Okay, moving on to item 2, the chairman's report. I just want to say, I want to really thank Supervisor Barger for coming to our meeting and doing the swearing in of the new council members. It's really appreciated. Anytime that you come and show your presence in our town, of all the hard work and leadership that you've shown recently, we're all in gratitude to you. So thank you very much. I'm also going to mention that Councilmember Barger Supervisor Barger is also on a time limit, so I may actually have to move up the item number 4 and do the special presentations after, even though that will throw us off a little bit. We can do that. So, all right, for sake of time, I'm going to move on. Item 2.2, Vice Chair, Councilmember Sutherlen.
Okay, this will be very brief. We do have public comment tonight. It is on the agenda as item number 9, and the public comments will be read at the appropriate time by Nick Santangelo. And that's all.
All right, thank you very much. Moving on, item 2.3, Recording Secretary, Councilmember Jones.
Good evening again. The minutes were emailed to each council member for review. I received corrections and additions to the minutes. I have incorporated those additions and corrections that I received into the minutes. So I move that the minutes of November 17th, 2020 be approved and placed on the website in final form.
I second.
Okay, we have a second. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say nay. And any abstentions?
You
So
should
moved,
have, I
unanimous.
think Aaron needs to abstain.
Yes.
Oh, Aaron wasn't, okay. All right, so we have one abstention. Aaron Cheetah? So moved. Okay, moving on. Item 2.4, Treasurer's Report. Councilmember Lee.
It takes me a while to get that audio on there. The balance for the Altadena Town Council bank account is $2,327. We are in good standing, and this is my last report. And I'm a little sad, but there you have it.
All right,
We're proud of you.
thank you.
Yes, yes.
Councilmember Lee's going on to bigger and better things, and
Better
can be
things.
a representative for our town on the PUSD board. So, okay, I'm moving on. Item 2.5, Corresponding Secretary, Councilmember Wong.
Hi, thank you, Chairman. So the Altadena Town Council website will be moving into 2021. So this will be an exciting time. We'll see where it goes, but we're definitely looking to form a little bit more of a group committee that can also connect information with various groups. So keep your minds open as we go into 2021. As well, the updates from LA County Emergency Operations Center. Again, I would look at that. As you all know, COVID-19 is on the rise. And so staying on top of that with covid19.lacounty.gov, linked on our website, you'll be able to see the cases either through, again, I would encourage you all to sign up for the Office of Emergency Services, where you can see all of that. The updated temporary targeted safer at home order is there. Also home testing and funding. So we have a community equity fund, community-based organizations impacted. So, and also a grant program to help restaurants. And holiday guidance, again, wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask, safer at home. And also, we just published, we're gonna have a meeting that all the census tracts are invited to. California Fish and Wildlife will be hosting a wildlife watch, how to coexist with wildlife. and that I posted on the website, and that information is online at altadenatowncouncil.org. And that's it. Again, if you have any events going on, actually My Tribe Rise has one, so I'll be posting that on the website, any holiday giveaways. That's it.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Wong. I'm going to be moving on now. I'm actually going to, and I do apologize for this, but for time purposes, because we do have a special guest and we want to make sure that we're very considerate for her time and efforts for showing up and helping us and being here. So I'm going to move on to item number 4, and we'll go back to the special presentations right after. So this is, I'm going to hand this over to Supervisor Barger, and I want to say welcome to our town council meeting for December.
Well, first of all, thank you. And I just came from the Rose Bowl, where we have a lot of foster youth watching The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. And so I was handing out presents, and I can't think of a better way to celebrate the holidays and forget about COVID for a brief moment, although we were all wearing masks. So thank you for being so patient with me. I had a little technical difficulty getting in. I had to use a different laptop, so I appreciate your patience. But Billy, I want to thank you. As you all know, we had a shooting take place, and someone tried to shoot at a sheriff's deputy. And today, Billy had approached me and said, can we do something in terms of a reward? And the board authorized a $50,000 reward today for any information leading to the arrest of the individual that did attempt to shoot at the sheriff's deputy in Altadena. And I think it sends a strong message that our community is strong and we are not going to tolerate that behavior. So thank you, Billy, for reaching out and bringing that to my attention. And I know that the Altadena sheriffs appreciate the support that you all give during this time. And then I saw the Christmas tree countdown. So guess what? Next year, we're going to do it bigger and better. We're going to pack in the 101, but we're going to pretend like this year did not happen. And Dorothy, I agree, 2021 is going to be great because we're going to make it great. So with that, I'm honored to be here this evening to participate in the installation ceremony and to thank the outgoing town council members for their years of service for Altadena. I cannot thank you enough. I know you all get paid a lot to do this, and the payment is in what you give back to the community. Money is not always what is needed. It's about the fulfilling feeling that you get knowing that you're making a difference in your community. So I just want to personally thank you for everything you've done. And I know that Savannah has sent scrolls, and Billy, I think you've got them, proclamations recognizing you all for your work. Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Yeah. So I just want to, again, express my appreciation on behalf of the Board of Supervisors. And I am truly grateful for your partnership. And on that item, I want to now welcome the new town council members, Amy Lyford, Nick Arnzen, Hannah Petrie, Chris O'Malley, Daryl Aranda, Alan Peck, and Doug Cauliflower. Congratulations also to Diane Markinson on your new term. I look forward to working with all of you, and I mean that. And I think, I hope you know the door is always open. I've got Savannah here, Savannah Moore, my deputy. Susie Niemer, COVID took our deputy from the standpoint of she reprioritized her life and is now a full-time mom taking care of her daughter, homeschooling. So Savannah is stepped into those shoes and is really my right hand. So I want you all to know that it's an open door and we want to make a difference. And Sandra Thomas, it's good to see you. I love you.
Love you.
So with that, I'm looking forward to working with you all to navigate this crazy time called COVID. I always say we're going to get through this stronger. And as a community, when I've heard about all the people coming up to Christmas Tree Lane, it tells me that people are getting back in touch with walking, understanding nature, really getting to know their neighbors. And so if there's a silver lining on this dark cloud, I think it is that we are reprioritizing and understanding what is important. And at the end of the day, it's family and friends. So with that, I'm going to begin the oath. So I would ask those members to raise your right hand and respond by saying, I do. I'm looking for hands.
If I can make a quick comment, if right now, just so we can get the visual images of the new members, if everybody else can turn their videos off until after the swearing in, that way we can have all the new members on the screen at the same time. So if you just
Oh, I
turn your
like
video
that.
off now.
Billy, I like that. That's a good idea. Perfect. All right. So I want you to respond by saying, I do. Do you accept the position bestowed upon you by the voters of Altadena and pledge to faithfully execute all duties and responsibilities bestowed upon you on behalf of the community?
I do.
Do you pledge to uphold the Altadena Town Council's bylaws and ethical standards during your term in office?
I do.
Congratulations. I am so eager to work with you all on amazing things. You've got amazing council members on right now, and we are going to do great things and show the unincorporated communities how we do it in Altadena. That's
Thank
right.
you, Kathryn, for everything.
Thank you, Kathryn.
Thank you. And again,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Billy.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you all, and happy holidays, Merry
Happy
Christmas, Happy New Year.
Stay
Wear your
safe.
mask.
Thank you.
Be
Yeah.
well. Happy holidays.
Holidays.
Holidays
Happy
to
holidays.
you.
Happy
Bye,
holidays
Kathryn.
to
Thank you.
Love
And
you
before
guys.
you leave,
Take care.
Thank you.
Another huge big thank you from all of us because of what an amazing job you are doing, what an amazing staff you have, what a great team you have, and during this crazy time, how well we feel supported. So thank you for everything. From all
Well,
of us.
Billy, let me just say,
Can we
thank
give
you
her
all.
a big hand?
Thank you, but I just have to say one thing, and this is what I mean this from my heart about Altadena. I don't write on Facebook, but I watch Facebook, and I look at things like Billy, you helping the gentleman deliver the Christmas trees, and when the restaurants were suffering, the call to everyone to rally behind the restaurants in Altadena, and even if you buy a cup of coffee, buy a cup of coffee. Don't change. You all are the best kept secret, although I don't know that you're a secret anymore in LA County, but the sense of community and the diversity is what makes you great. And I just am so excited to work with you because you all are really what it's all about. So thank you all very much.
And Kathryn, thank you for everything. Let's give her a big round of applause.
I love you, Dr. Thomas. All right, y'all take care and be safe.
Thank you,
Thank
Savannah.
you.
Oh.
Bye. No, you hang up.
No.
Okay.
Okay, no, you hang up. Okay.
No, you.
Okay, we're gonna move on. And again, I'm sorry about we jumped the agenda, but that was necessary. I want to let everybody know that this is December's meeting, and in December, it's always more focused on the community. And typically at the community center, we usually have a choir from one of the schools come and sing. We supply a feast, we make the meeting short, and we have our festivities. That's been very hard to do on Zoom, but we're trying to keep it in the theme of the moment. And so if you happen to be watching this on a live stream, please stay to the end. There's been some council members put a lot of work into showing off our community, because even though there's been a lockdown, even though we've been stuck in our houses, a lot of things have been happening and a lot of community spirit has been going out there during 2020. So please stay to the end and look at us honoring our community. It'll be a great short little video and a montage of images of everything that's been happening. So don't miss that one. Okay, the other thing is we did have a plan according to the Councilmember Sutherlen sent out of the outgoing members to keep their screens live and the new members to keep their screens dark. And then after the swearing in ceremony to switch, which is symbolic as if we were in a community center where you would change seats. At this point, because of how the agenda's gone, I suggest that all council members leave their video images on, and we will go to the little featured recognition, and we'll start with the outgoing members. And as soon as you've done your recognition, if you could turn your cameras off, so that will be the kind of the symbolic switching of the seats. So if we can start, I'll start with. Actually, I'll start with myself, and then we'll go to the outgoing members. Myself, representing Census Tract 4602, I'd like to honor Deb Halberstadt, who we all know, a local photographer and one half of Deb Squared, and is a small local company, covers many local events, including Citizen of the Year and Business of the Year, and writes stories for the Altadena Neighborhood magazine. Deb Halberstadt is also one of the hardest working local volunteers. She is the Red Cross ambassador for our town, the LA County Sheriff Altadena Community Emergency Response Team civilian coordinator, as well as being a member of many organizations like Map Your Neighborhood. So I'm going to move on to the next one, and I'm going to go from the order I have the certificates in. So if I could have a Corey Azimi give your thank you to the community member. Corey Azimi.
Yes, I am here. Good evening, Honorable Chair. I see that you have snow behind you, but really, right in front of me, it is snowing right now. This is real. So I'm actually in Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and believe it or not, real snow. I am honored to recognize this particular person being on the town council for a little bit over 12 years now. You know, I have come across great individuals that really are deserving to be mentioned. But I like to, there are so many people like the former council member, Greg Middleton, Shauna Dawes, who represented my position on the land use committee. Nina, Ron Carter, the list is on and on. But having said that, today I have singled out Nancy Rothwell out to be recognized for the following reasons. Number one, Ms. Rothwell is a key supporter of the council and regularly attended council and land use meetings. Ms. Rothwell will judiciously sit in an unofficially reserved seat in the front row alongside Mr. Elliott Gold, whom I think deserves to be recognized as well. Ms. Rothwell is known to take copious notes, which she will later distribute to those in her listserv. We all know this. So, and number two, for the past 10 years, Ms. Rothwell has coordinated Palm Street Area Resident Association, the annual holiday food and toy drive to support the Altadena Sheriff Station for Holidays Gift Program to support families in need in our community. That is the giving heart typical of Ms. Rothwell. Number three, Ms. Rothwell was in the front, back, and center in mounting several successful oppositions to proposed developments that would have undermined the quality of life in our community. So there is much to be said about Ms. Rothwell, but there is not enough time to unpack in 2 minutes. I'm honored to present Ms. Rothwell to the council for recognition for her contribution to our community for over 10 years. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Again, there is a time restraint because we've got lots to get through. So I'm going to move on to Council Member Sanika.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm just very appreciative, and I want to recognize Carlos Santos of Santos Coin Laundry, located in Census Tract 4603.02 at Altadena Drive in Lincoln. Carlos has been very supportive of a lot of the Census Tract events that we've had in our area. He, when we had our community cleanup, he actually opened up his facility to us, provided supplies, gave us supplies for cleaning, and he made a commitment to keep that area beautified and clean. And to that, today, even though that's been about a couple of years when we did the community cleanup, he's still keeping that commitment to keep the area beautified and clean. And I just want to say thank you, Carlos. He's just been a very supportive and nice person in our community. And I believe that he deserves recognition.
Thank you. I'm going to move on again. We did ask for these to be 2 sentences so we can actually get through these quickly because there's 16 council members. Everybody deserves, that's being mentioned, deserves a long list of recognition for all their work. But in the fact that we have 16 members, so if you do see someone actually making the recognition short, please be aware that that's that they're not trying to be quick on it. That was because of time restraints. So I'm going to move on. Councilmember Becerra.
Yeah. So I would like to thank the Altadena Seventh-day Adventist Church for their support earlier in the year before COVID in allowing us to host one of our Hidden Histories events, and for the tremendous help as a COVID testing in Altadena. So very much appreciate the partnership and the continued support for the community, and in particular for the Census Tract 4610. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on, if we can have Council Member Cheetah, is he in the room?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you. Real briefly, I'd like to say that I'm incredibly appreciative of all the residents of Census Tract 4603.1 for their support and their community that inspired my service to the Altadena Town Council. Congratulations and good luck to Hannah Petrie. I think you're going to do great. Enjoy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on, Council Member Lee.
Hello. I would like to honor, in Census Tract 4612, Maritza Mueller, because of her generosity, her joyfulness, and her helpfulness to others. She was also an amazing participant in the Altadena Sheriff Station Citizens Academy, and she makes the best El Salvadorian enchiladas in Southern California. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to move on. Council Member Sutherlen.
And here are my 2 sentences. I'm grateful to have Chris Motahari in my census tract. As a nurse at Huntington Hospital, she is one of our true heroes on the front line, and I hope she gets her vaccine soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to, next up, Council Member Markinson.
Sorry, I thought it was only outgoing. You're not kicking me out, are you?
No, it's everybody, but it's
Okay.
if you want to be kicked out.
I'm grateful for my neighbor, David Christoph, who's an active member of the Altadena Congregational Together Serving Group, known as ACT, not to be confused with the thrift store. For more than 40 years, this important organization has been building community by providing food assistance at the Altadena Community Church every Saturday.
Okay, is that it? Or did I freeze? Okay, excellent. All right, moving on. Council Member Knapp.
Good evening. I am grateful for the 29 dedicated years of service with LA County of my neighbor and nurse, Rose Cortez, who was recognized in 2019 by Supervisor Barger as a Nurse of the Year. Rose's passion is in nursing and service to the greater Los Angeles community. She lost her own mother to COVID-19 in May, but herself will be among the first to receive the vaccine this week. Thank you so much, Rose.
Okay, moving on. Council Member Wong.
I thought we were going alphabetically. Hello.
I was going by census tract online, actually.
Yeah, so again, I want to, of course, appreciate, and I'll just make it brief. I have this year in 2020 met the unofficial Queen of Altadena, and her name is Miss Gloria Hughes. She is the mother of Heavenly Hughes of My Tribe Rise. So together they have done amazing work, activism, and community. Gloria has been a champion for PUSD schools and was the first ever president of the Black Parent Policy Council, starting up the Head Start program here in Altadena and Pasadena. So 3 cheers for the Hughes family, including Victor Hodges. All 3 of them were born or raised or currently live in Altadena, Census Tract 460301. And we want to give a shout out to Sherry Jones. It wouldn't have happened without her.
Thank you. I'm going to actually read one that I was sent from a member that can't be here, from Council Member Simmons. Tribute to Nancy Robb for contributing to a reasoned process to obtain community input to the Mount Low mediation project and leading to managing the process from inside the neighborhood. Okay, I'm going to move on. Thank you to Council Member Santangelo.
I wanted to give appreciation and shout out to Emeka Chukwura and his father Anochi. They run the Rhythms of the Village store at 2279 Lake. It's not just a great place to find things like incense and clothing and handmade shirts and cool African COVID masks, but they're very involved in the community. They hold a village market and festival. They are very much involved in the community and giving back and helping out whichever way they can. And I'm very appreciative of them, and they're in my census tract. That's
Thank
it.
you. I actually said I was going by census tract order and I jumped, so I do apologize. So I'm going to go back to in order. Councilmember Thomas, Dr. Thomas.
Hi, good evening. Census Tract 460302. And I chose Pastor Tyrone Skinner. Pastor Tyrone Skinner is the senior pastor of the Metropolitan Baptist Church, but he's a pastor that is determined to make a positive difference in the Altadena community. Because Pastor Skinner has a giving heart and an humble spirit, he's known to champion causes for people in need, no matter what the need, such as food, clothing, giveaway, as well as providing for the homeless. Pastor Skinner has held many positions in our community and has done all of them well. He was community leader involved in the census and voter registration. He also served as chair of the Altadena Sheriff Station Council. He seems to enjoy what he does and everything other than pastoring, everywhere that he helps out wherever he can. He's a man of God, serving our community, who believes in doing the right thing just simply because it's the right thing to do. So we're blessed to have Pastor Skinner, and I think he deserves a word of recognition this evening. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you. I'm going to move on. Council Member Jones.
Good evening. I chose to recognize a resident and an organization because everything that we do in our census tract is collaborated. And the library and Sharon Watson, a resident in my census tract, have always been there for every event and every opportunity they can. They help me. So I'd like to recognize those two in my census tract. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, Councilmember Wilkin.
I'd like to recognize Eric Pierce. He is in my census tract, and for 12 years, he ran the listserv that sort of integrates the President Street community. And 12 years moderating full-on Altadena diversity of opinion, heroic behavior, and he's retiring from that. And as you know, Eric also did our audiovisual a lot for the Down Council. So shout out to Eric for the great work he's done. Thank you.
Okay, moving on, Councilmember Vega.
Good evening. I would like to recognize Jack Yeravanian from Jack's Cleaners on the corner of Washington and Valencia. At a time during this pandemic, it is always refreshing to walk into his shop, be greeted with a smile, with a wonderful attitude, great customer service, and it's just wonderful to feel at home in your community when there's so much uncertainty. So I'm grateful for Jack and his family who've been there for over 26 years.
Wow. That was the last one. Did I miss anybody? I think that's it, right? Speak up. But I think I have everybody. Okay, I want to say thank you. That's a wonderful tribute. In this time of crisis, when many of us have been sitting at home, it just shows that we're still a community when there's so many people to honor. And it was a great way to sort of recognize our community and the members in it way beyond the Altadena Town Council. And this was a recognition from the seating members of 2020. So in saying that, if any of the tributes you gave, if you can forward them to any of the new committee members that will be voted in shortly, maybe, hopefully. And then that way we can actually make a list of those recognitions and post it on our website. So if you could post those words that you stated to any member on the slate, on the new slate, or the new committee. So I'm going to pass it over now. Next item is item 5 with the slate committee for 5.1 for the election of the new officers. I'm going to hand it over to Council Member Sutherlen, or outgoing Council Member Sutherlen, as chair of the slate committee.
Okay. The slate committee this year consisted of myself, Antonio Becerra, and Jennifer Lee. We communicated with all of the current council members that would be available to serve on the executive committee during the next council year, and came up with the slate that we sent out to everybody on the council, old and new, or current and new to the council. And those people are on the slate consists of Billy Malone as chair, Veronica Jones as vice chair, Diane Markison as treasurer, Dorothy Wong as corresponding secretary, and Nick Santangelo as recording secretary. And here I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Malone.
Okay, that is the slate as presented from the slate committee. All outgoing council members currently, so that was made up of the three members. If there's anybody that would like to put their name forward for any of the positions that wasn't read on the slate, please state now. Do I have anyone? Okay, if there's no contested seat for the new slate for the executive committee for the 2020 to 2021 year, then if there's no contested position, we don't have to vote. We can approve by acclamation. So, so I'll do that. So approved. That is the new current slate for the Altadena Town Council 2020 to 2021. So welcome everybody. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Item safety reports. Item 6. Sorry to keep you all waiting, but we're going to start with 6.1 for the CHP with Officer Cooper.
All right, can you hear me? I'm trying to get the video going here. Are you there?
We can hear you fine. We just can't see you.
Oh, you can hear me? Yeah, I'm trying to get the video started, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to go here. Let me go ahead and start off with one thing I wanted to mention. I don't know how many of you had heard, but on November 23rd, we had an officer named Officer Ornalis who was involved in a traffic collision out of the Antelope Valley area. He sustained major injuries. He was riding his motorcycle and a truck made a left-hand turn from the right shoulder in front of him and they collided. He was in the hospital and he finally passed on December 2nd. had 4 years on the job. He had come out of the academy and actually gone to the Altadena area is where he was. So he worked the first 3 years at Altadena and got on a motorcycle there. And then last December, he moved, bought a house in Palmdale, and he moved up to that area and transferred to Antelope Valley. So obviously it's a tremendous tragedy. You know, he was 27 years old. So we just ask if you could send your thoughts and prayers to his family as they deal with this tragedy and mourn the loss. He's going to be the 232nd officer to die in the line of duty for the California Highway Patrol in the 91-year history. So moving on, Chips for Kids, I wanted to bring that up for the holiday season. We still have our Chips for Kids program running. If anybody wants to donate a new unwrapped toy, that's going to be going through December 24th. We've got a box set up in our lobby at our office that you can go. There's a phone number on the door that you call when you get to the office, and they will actually, someone will come and unlock the door. They're only letting one person in the lobby at a time, but you can go ahead and go in there and set the toys. Also, Walgreens is collecting for them as well. Those toys will be distributed locally to organizations and families that are in need around the Altadena area. So if you can do that, I know this year a lot of people are suffering hardships that maybe more so than other years in the past. So as far as traffic collisions, we had 13 property damage only traffic collisions for the month of November. We had 2 with some form of injury, and we had 1 non-injury hit and run traffic collision. So that's what we had for collisions for November. One thing I also wanted to bring up is I am aware, I talked to a few people today regarding some concerns of traffic issues with the Christmas tree lane. So I spoke with my management regarding those concerns, and we will be having some units go up and do some patrol in the area. That's all I've got. I was trying to keep it short unless anybody's got any questions for me.
Any questions for Officer Cooper?
That was an unwrapped gift, correct, Officer Cooper?
Yes, it's an unwrapped gift.
Anyone else?
I have a quick question.
Councilmember Wong?
Yes. So Officer Cooper, first of all, I'm heartily sorry for the loss of Officer Ornelas. I do, it's kind of an odd segue now, but what is the, obviously, I'll stop at that for now. And what is the deadline for the gift?
It's going to be December 24th is the last day that you can drop off.
Okay, I appreciate that. And the last question is, of the collisions, you guys actually cite speeding as part of the cause of collisions, or you don't know that? Like the percentage of those that are speeding?
Oh, the percentage, it's not on the report that I have, the percentage of them that are for speed, but that is a stat that I can pull up to see what the primary collision factor was, whether it was a speed or a turn or whatever.
Okay, I'll take it. Thank you.
Huh?
Any more questions before we move on? I want to say thank you for coming to the last meeting of the year, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to Officer Cooper.
Thank you, you too. All right, take care.
Okay, moving on. Thank you very much. Item 6.2 with Altadena Sheriff Station, Captain Jacobs.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Happy holidays. I got my little co-pilot here with me. It's not easy having 2 babies at home, but he likes to be in my meetings. So, Officer Cooper, I'm very sorry to hear about the motor officer that went down. My heart is out to all of you guys. just wanted to wrap up the year with year-end overall Part 1 crimes are down 25%, which I'm very, very happy with. We did a great job of keeping things down. COVID helped us. People stayed inside. But there is a few upticks in some of the crimes. Aggravated assaults, even though we've had a surge in some gang activity, year to date, the violent crimes are still down 16%, with a total of 13 less than 2019. This all kind of started in October and November, and it's carrying on in December with ongoing battles between our Via Park Boys and our PDO gang, both in Altadena and Pasadena. So there's been a couple of shootings you're aware of, and I'm just going to touch on that because I know we're short on time, but the shootings originally started in October at RJ's liquor store between Blacks and Hispanics, and then it rolled into retaliation on the 2000 block of Raymond in November, where a male Black was shot twice, non-life-threatening. He was a PDL gang member shot by Via Park Boys. In November 14th, there was numerous shots fired in Fair Oaks, Calaveras. 20 to 30 shots were fired at a group of male Black individuals outside of Town and Country Liquor Store. Nobody was hit. Several vehicles were struck. Buildings were struck. And then I know this is November, but we'll go ahead and go into the most recent shooting in December, on December 4th. Same area of Fair Oaks and Calaveras. One of my deputies was driving northbound Fair Oaks, where she heard what she thought was a couple of fireworks, and her attention was drawn to two males on the west side of the street right in front of the funeral home area near Town and Country Liquor Store. One was raised up his weapon and fired in her direction 5 to 7 rounds, missing the car, missing her by the grace of God, and then ran on foot. And we set up a large containment, which was up for a very long time. We had our crime lab, our canine SEBs come out. 7 stations, LASD stations came out, including Pasadena PD, to help with the containment. And I do want to thank the public for their patience. Obviously a serious crime. We had a large containment just because of the mere area that we were dealing with. We did not catch the suspects. Initially, the deputy, under the duress and the stress of being shot at and trying to put out information for her partners, believed she was shot at by one male Black and his partner standing next to him. So we were looking for initially 2 male Blacks running through the neighborhood, jumping fences, going on rooftops, and running down back alleys through the park. So that was later corrected to what we believe is 2 male Hispanics, or medium race, however you want to describe it. There's a lot of suspects that are Hispanic and Black. So there's going to be when we find them, we'll know. But through video surveillance, many hours of our detectives going through that, and witness statements, now we believe that we were looking for 2 male Hispanics. So with that being said, the deputy's doing fine. And like I said, obviously shaken up that night, very angry that somebody would try to take her life and take her away from her family. Understandably so, but she is very, very thankful for everybody's outpour and concern for her. So she's doing well, and we're actively searching and asking the public for any information they can give us regarding that incident. So I just don't believe it's going to stop there, but we have to come together as a community, which we are. I give a lot of props to My Tribe Rise that's coming together, bringing people together, working with the Sheriff's Department the best they can, and encouraging people to come forth. There's a lot of eyewitnesses that want to come out on social media platforms, but that doesn't help us. We don't make arrests on hunches, so we need people to come forth and be anonymous, and they can do the Crime Stopper thing. So that being said, the next category that has gone up, but we had a significant arrest, is larceny theft, which is basically our catalytic converter. We had 23 catalytic converters in the month of November stolen off older model Toyota Priuses. So I'm just going to tell Altadena they should probably buy a different car because we have so many Priuses and they're all parked on the street, and this is what they're after. But we did catch two of our early morning deputies were out patrolling. They caught 2 male Hispanic adults in possession of 9 catalytic converters. So that was a great arrest. But it's hard to identify. They're not a serialized piece of part on a vehicle, so we can't just give it back to their owner. So I'm trying to work with Pasadena Toyota and to see if we can get some locks of some sort that will work to keep it on the car and work with the price with the residents of Altadena. So I'm still, that's fresh off the press. We're trying to work together to get that done. But other than that, extremely happy with the productivity the deputies have put forth, considering COVID, considering the 12 and 12 schedule that we've been on due to fires, due to civil unrest, protests, things like that. It's just been a really roller coaster year, but I appreciate the community's support. The deputies know that they are very well appreciated out there by the overwhelming majority of folks. And I couldn't be happier with just leading this fine station that we have. And it's been a rocky year, and we are here to stay. I don't think the sheriff's going to close our station. So I'm going to say that publicly. Hopefully I'll be here tomorrow after saying that, but I'll take any questions anybody's got.
Any questions for the captain? Councilmember Knapp?
Just quickly, Captain Jacobs, will you reiterate the reward that the Board of Supervisors approved for information that's leading to an arrest or conviction in the case of the shooting upon your deputy?
Absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. So, so Billy came forth and asked me, what can the Altadena Town Council do? And many members came to me and said, hey, we feel terrible about what happened. And I said, reach out to the board and see if there's an award or some sort of something that they can give for the arrest and apprehension of the suspects. And not putting a dollar amount on it, I am just completely surprised and appreciative that it's a $50,000 reward. Hopefully that's a lot of money. And I'm hoping that we get people to come forth and give information that will result in the arrests of these 2 dangerous people that are out shooting, in the community. Luckily, again, the deputy wasn't hit, but it could have hit any stray person walking their dog or riding their bike or anything like that. So I want the public to come forth, and the reward is, I think, going to make that more, happen. So I appreciate that.
Well, I think you stressed a good point there. It's not just the deputy as uncomfortable as we feel, and the empathy we have and the sympathy we have for the deputy must be going through. That could also be anyone in the community. When they were shooting, that could be anyone. That could be my child. That could be your child. That could be you. It could be your grandparent. That's why it's important that we move forward. We do what we can to support our community, not just our sheriffs, but our community, because we do not want to allow that in our town. And the way to not allow that is make sure we're active, and that we let those that do it understand that we are watching, and there is a reward. And my understanding, for clarification, the reward is anonymous, right? So whoever actually donates information that leads to the arrest, the perpetrators will not know who it was. So we do not tolerate that in our town. Okay, any other questions for the captain before we move on? Okay, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Captain. Thank you for coming. See you in January. Okay, moving on. Item 6.3. Is Maria Grayken in the room at all? I know that she had some issues that she emailed us. I don't believe she is. I know she couldn't actually give us a report. So I'm just checking if she could actually come. So I'm going to move on to item 7 for community reports. We're going to start with the Altadena Libraries, item 7.1, with the director, Nikki Winslow.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Good evening and happy holidays to you all. I hope everyone continues to stay safe and healthy through yet another surge in the numbers that we're all going through.
Director.
Hello? So our Board of Trustees had 3 open seats this election year. Trustees Terry Andrews and Camila Wilkerson filed for their seats, so were appointed by the Board of Supervisors to fill those. The 3rd seat, vacated by Betsy Kahn, was filled by appointment on November 19th by Rushmore Cervantes. All 3 were sworn in on December 4th. We're so excited to have such an engaged and informed board with the immense amount of work that we're going to be doing in the next few years with building projects and more. All right, I know last month I updated you on us moving back to curbside service only, but unfortunately we had to make the very tough decision to send all of our staff to work from home. This will be through at least January the 4th. Management will continue to assess the situation and bring staff back when we feel like it's safe to do so. I do want to point out though that your virtual library is still open 24 hours a day. Just a reminder that we have hundreds of thousands of materials and resources available through our website. Check out our cloud library that has over 140,000 ebooks and e-audiobooks, as well as Hoopla, which has groundbreaking digital media, as well as ebooks, e-audio, comics, TV shows, movies, and more, which you can enjoy on your computer, tablet, or phone. And I don't think I've mentioned before that we also have a magazine database called Flipster. So skip those lines or trips to the grocery store and read all of your favorite magazines through Flipster, another app that we have for free through your library. You can also read the New York Times for free through our library website. If you visit altadena.library.org/databases, you can get full access every day to the full digital version of the New York Times. So we wanted to point that out. I don't think I've mentioned that before. In addition to all of those digital offerings and more, you can still ask reference questions, get help navigating our website, find out about upcoming virtual programs, or whatever information you need by calling 626-798-0833, or you can visit use our live chat, which is on the bottom corner of all of our Altadena Library website pages. Both of those services are still available Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6 p.m. Or of course, if you just want to talk to your favorite library staff person. One upcoming virtual event I wanted to highlight, which is being held by popular demand, is our True Crime All the Time virtual book club, which is being held the day after Christmas, December 26th, which is Saturday at 4 p.m. They will be discussing A Tangled Web, A Cyber Stalker, A Deadly Obsession, and The Twisting Path to Justice, written by Leslie Rule, which again, you can check out through both of our apps, either Cloud Library or Hoopla. So go ahead and check it out and join our virtual book club. I would also like to invite everyone to join us this coming Saturday, December 19th at 4 p.m. in partnership with our friends of the Altadena Library. They're hosting a virtual holiday celebration that will include festive readings about the holidays. I've also heard there's going to be like a live play or performance. So I hope to see you all there. You can sign up by visiting altadena.library.org/programs. As Billy mentioned earlier, it is the 100th anniversary of the Christmas tree lane lighting. Sadly, due to the pandemic, there was not a lighting festival this year. And honestly, last year, the lighting festival was one of the first events I attended. So that was kind of sad to not be able to do that again. But in lieu of that, we're doing, in lieu of doing the in-person gathering, we've partnered with the Christmas Tree Lane Association, the Historical Society, and us to produce a series of videos honoring the fascinating tale of the lane, how it came to be, and the decades of volunteers that carry forward this local legacy. You can find those 13 videos on the library's YouTube page. And if you haven't seen them, I highly recommend checking them out. I learned a lot, not only about the lane, but the history of Altadena. All right. And to close out tonight, I'd like to end with a quote from Coretta Scott King. The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. So as usual, thank you for this opportunity to present and update you on library happenings. I know 2020 has been a crazy, unpredictable year, but it's also been a great opportunity to grow relationships with our community partners like the Town Council, which I've enjoyed getting to know all of you this year. I wish everyone a very safe and festive holiday season and an extremely happy new year. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Any questions for Nikki? Let me see if I can see everybody. No hands up, no questions. Okay, well, thank you very much. Welcome to our town, Nikki. 2020 was the year you arrived, so happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we look forward to seeing you in January.
Yes, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, item 7.2, LA County Parks and Rec with Sam Estrada.
Good evening, everybody. So for the month of November, we had our major Thanksgiving grabbing, and we served over 232 packs to the Altadena community. This entailed gift cards for the ability for families to purchase food for their dinner. And we had food that was donated from the LA County Food Bank, and we provided a gift bag with a craft for the family to do it during that time. So it was a great event, and we appreciate everybody that took part in it, and we appreciate the support from the Altadena community and coming out. Serving 232 families during that time is great, because I know a lot of people during this time are struggling. Another thing that we had was that our fall contract classes, they concluded, and we had our tennis program that is run by Veronica that serves youth and adults. We had our drum class by Sam Estrada, and that serves youth kids throughout Altadena, and as well our dance classes from Adrian Bratton. Those classes were started in September, and they concluded, as I said, of November, and they were wonderful have during this time of COVID, and they allowed for some of the kids and parents to bring their kids in these programs both virtually and in person. So we're looking to have all three of them back for our winter session. Our facility status, it was a little bit of a up and down between November and now, and we did recently have a major change that at the end and going into the beginning of December, we had a change with the status of our outdoor playgrounds. Initially, they were closed down, but currently, all of our playgrounds in Altadena are open for use, and as well as our outdoor fitness equipment. We have our local areas that are tennis courts and things like that are available for people to utilize. However, our basketball courts are still locked down, and our ball fields are still locked down for the time being. And so hopefully things improve so that way we can, however, right now those are closed for use. But our playgrounds, like I said, are open for usage. But we do ask that anybody coming into the park
wear a mask,
aware of our guidance, and does wear a mask, and is respectful of others of our parks. When we do have, or as I mentioned, for our contract classes, we will be starting our winter contract classes on January 11th. They were initially going to start on January 4th. However, due to the LA County Public Health Ordinance, we pushed it back to start on January 11th. Our in-person classes are still pending. However, our virtual classes will remain on schedule. So they start January 11th. Some of the classes that we will be having, again, we will be having our class as well as the dance class from Miss Adrian. And then we have some new classes as well that we're adding. We're adding a new Mom Fit virtual class, a Parent and Me creative movement class that is also virtual. Hitting Around Yoga, it's another class that we're adding for young children. Performing Arts 101 for kids, and as well as soccer freestyle, and learning how to facilitate Zoom groups, and then the animation class we'll be adding it. And all of these will be starting in the fall, and you can visit our website at parks.lacounty.gov to register for these classes. Prices do vary for each class, but they're outstanding classes that we will be providing for everybody. And as of right now, majority of them are virtual. However, we are hoping to have some in-class programming. So that will be pending. I will keep the Altadena Town Council updated as far as our status. And then lastly, we will be having our holiday event. It is actually this Saturday, and it will be it's called our Ho 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 Grab and Go. And it's Saturday, December 19th at 1 o'clock. At this time, we are completely full, however. And those that did register you will be able to get a $25 gift certificate towards a holiday meal, a holiday stocking and decorating kit, food supplies from the food bank, and then a family activity. Those that were able to registered through our online website, and they were able, and it is only one registration per household. And so we're happy that everybody was able to register for this event. We are looking to give over 300 items for everybody. And those items, like I said, include everything I mentioned. So if you did have somebody that registered, let them know to show up during their time from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we do have a waiting list, and we are asking those people to come at 4 p.m. if we do have some people drop off and not attend. So we did have that with our Thanksgiving. So continue to call the park if you have questions about our grab and go. The number is 626-398-5451, and we'll be up there. It's going to be in the same parking lot that we had our Thanksgiving event. It's going to be on the Lincoln side parking lot. So we look forward to seeing everybody there. And we thank the town council members for supporting it as well, as it's something that we are able to do at this time, as we normally have our huge toy giveaway and our snow events. So however, unfortunately, we're not able to have that this year, but hopefully next year we can have that back. So that wraps up my report. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions from the council? Councilmember Jones.
I just wanted to say thank you for delivering the toys to the church. I got a really long thank you email. They were so happy to get the toys, and those toys are going to children who have parents that are incarcerated. So they were really happy to get those toys. Thank you, Sam.
Oh yeah, and I appreciate that connection that we linked up and got that for those kids. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you. You guys are great.
Hey, Sam, what's the limiting factor on the grab and goes? Are you guys short on money or staff or what? Or do you have enough?
We have enough. It's just that we met our capacity. We were trying to give out 300 items, 300 packets, and everybody signed up for it. So, like I said, that was what every park that is participating in this got was 300. So we pretty much filled up in registration last week. So I think it was last Thursday is when we got full.
All right, thanks.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you very much, Sam. We look forward to seeing you in January. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Thank you for what you've been doing this year. So before we move on, I want to bring up one thing. Captain Jacob just wants to announce what they're doing at the sheriff's station quickly. There was something she missed. So I'm going to bring her up to the plate. And just so everybody knows, because there's a lot of new members here, we try to keep mics muted all the time because there's feedback and or things happening behind us that ends up coming. And then we unmute when you want to speak. So if you're ready to speak, unmute yourself. So go ahead, Captain Jacobs.
Hi, thanks, Billy. Sorry, I didn't mention earlier. We are having our annual food and toy drive. This year it's being hosted by Liliana Garcia at the Senior Center this Saturday. They'll be starting at 10 o'clock. And this is the one where we normally, the Sheriff's Department normally is the host. But because we don't have a community relations department anymore, we had to hand it off to a very capable Liliana, and the Rotary is helping as well. So we'll be out there participating, but we're not hosting it this year. So if you can bring unwrapped toys for that event, that's great. It'll be a food and toy drive with pre-identified families in need. So it's going to be a good event on this Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain. Councilmember Vega, you have a quick question.
Captain Jacobs, is there a list of food items that you think are posted somewhere that are more in need or requested?
Food items?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably just canned goods and the nothing, no perishables, but just canned goods and boxed things like that. Cereal and stuffing and that kind of stuff is good. But we've got a really good amount so far. But we're in need of, there's going to be a drive-through event, so we're in need of people at different stations handing out the food and toys.
Hey, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I'm going to be moving on. Item 7.3.
I have a quick question, Billy.
Okay, go ahead, Joe. Councilmember Aranda. I want to make sure I pronounce your correctly.
Aranda, yes.
Okay, Councilmember Aranda.
Would you need where would we sign up to volunteer to hand out, Captain Jacobs?
Captain Jacobs?
Daryl, I could give you the information. I have Liliana's information. I'll get it to you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on, item 7.3, the Altadena Chamber of Commerce. Councilmember Cauliflower.
Thank you, Billy. Good evening, everybody. First of all, on the 21st of November, the Chamber was pleased to announce our 2020 Citizen of the Year and Business of the Year. Our Citizen of the Year this year is Mr. Mark Mariscal, who is the immediate past president of the Altadena Rotary Club, treasurer for the Altadena Library Foundation. He's also on the board of directors for the Friends of the Altadena Library. Mark is very, very active in the community all the time, and we are thrilled with the choice. I think it's a great choice. And then secondly, our Business of the Year went to Hoopla, an emporium of good things, and the owners, Scott and Lori Webster, who I think most everybody is very familiar with. They've been in the community for many, many years and support the local community and artists very, very strongly. So we're delighted. We have two great honorees, and looking forward to celebrating them. On February 5th will be our annual installation and awards dinner. However, we will not be in the customary setting at the Altadena Town and Country Club. It will be virtual. We don't have the details at this point in time, but hopefully be able to share those with everybody in the community right after the first of the year. But do mark your calendars for February 5th, because that will be the date. And then secondly, I'm pleased to announce that the Chamber has 4 new directors that will be sworn in on February 5th as well. The first one is Melanie Caldwell Holden. She's a real estate agent with Blueprint Realty Real Estate Group. Secondly, Barbara Richardson King with Hyde Realty. Third is Maricela Veramontes, who's the owner of Farmers Insurance Agency on Fair Oaks here in Altadena. And lastly, Vincent Barrios, who is the owner of Code Ninjas, who opened up here in Altadena just a couple of years ago, up on Altadena Drive in the Rite Aid shopping plaza. So I'm delighted with that. I think we have a dynamic board of directors as we turn their corner and go into 2021. And as the supervisor said, we're determined to make it a great year. That is all I have to report, unless anybody has any questions.
Any questions for Doug? Okay, thanks, Doug.
Okay. Thank you. Happy holidays, everybody.
And welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Another responsibility. All right, moving on. Item 8, the committee reports. This is the last section before we do general public comments and then move on. So item 8.1, Land Use Committee, Councilmember Markinson.
Yes, we did have a land use meeting this month, 2 weeks ago, where we had a presentation only for the McDonald's drive-through amendments that they're wanting to make located at 2157 Lincoln Avenue. We're expecting, I believe, to vote on that project at our January 5th meeting. And we have a couple of other items that we have going. So I do expect that we will have a January 5th meeting. If you have any questions about the McDonald's drive-through changes to their the McDonald's store changes to their drive-through, please contact Veronica Jones. But other than that, that's all the report I have.
Thank you very much. Moving on, item 8.2, Safe Streets, Councilmember Wong.
Hello, can you hear me? Hi. So our quick Safe Streets committee meeting or update is Sunday. Metro updated their next gen bus plan. So affected in Altadena and no longer servicing Altadena is Route 258 and Route 487. I believe effectively there will be no more bus service along Mariposa. We'll have to look at that. Summer of 2021, our bus service will completely change. So now's the time to start thinking about how we move around Altadena. Segueing to that, just announcing that the county applied for the Sustainable Communities, County Public Works applied for the Sustainable Communities Active Transportation Planning Grant. If we are to receive the grant, LA County Public Works will be then coordinating with our lovely community here to start thinking about how we move around and our mobility into the future. So if we get the grant, that would probably be awarded, as I understand it, at sometime in June of 2021. And then planning from there would start in January or whatever month of 2022. So that's exciting. The Slow Streets, Vision Zero, sort of traffic calming infrastructure is growing in Altadena. So a lot of people are asking. So if you would like to add a sign, again, Vision Zero is a plan to reduce and eliminate traffic deaths. And that was certified by LA County in 2019. So this is a plan during COVID and during the Safer at Home order. So you can go to LA County Public Works Vision Zero and apply to nominate your street or a network of streets. So take a look at that. Traffic safety wise, Cheney Gate is closed. The Cheney Trail Gate is closed on weekends until further notice, likely somewhere around, well, I can't give a date, but likely it's early January or the end of this year. So if you want to get involved in communication there. And then Tuesday, which is next Tuesday, 12/22, LA County Public Works is going to be holding an outreach meeting for a demonstration project for traffic calming to improve the safety of bicyclists, equestrians, and pedestrians on Loma Alta between Loma Alta Park. So if you want to get involved in learning more about that, I'll post that on the Town Council website. That will be Tuesday, 12/22 at 6 p.m., a virtual meeting hosted by LA County Public Works. That's it.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? Okay, Councilmember Santangelo.
Just a comment, the Vision Zero folks at the county have been pretty responsive when we've lost signs. They've replaced them in 2 or 3 days, which is pretty good. Most of our signs are back, so that's a good thing. So just wanted to give some recognition for that. So if you do have a problem with them or you need more or anything that has to do with that Vision Zero program, they've been pretty responsive on the whole. So that's it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, moving on. We're going to go to general public comments, which is item 9. So I'll go back to Councilmember Santangelo to read the public comments, as mentioned earlier.
Here we go. We have two of them. The first one is from the Altadena Seventh-day Adventist Church. Dear Altadena Council members, great greetings to all. I am from the Altadena Seventh-day Adventist Church in Altadena. The church members were privileged to host the 10 days COVID-19 testing from October 19th, 2020 through December 1st, 2020. During the 10 days, 11,410 tests were performed through the excellent organization of the two wonderful organizations, Young and Healthy and Curative Incorporated. Since December 1st, 2020, Altadena community members have been blowing up the phone lines and continue to come to the church location for more COVID-19 testing. I am just wondering why the County of Los Angeles is not supportive of Altadena community, especially for this great event, COVID testing, in our community. It is time the county pays attention to Altadena and be a part of the well-being of our neighborhood. This council needs to get involved and encourage the county to bring the COVID-19 testing back to this location as we join hands to fight this unfortunate virus. Thank you. Sincerely yours, Ihan Yi Nathan. That's letter number one. Correspondence number two comes from Altadena Arts. Dear Altadena Town Council, happy holidays. I am writing today to formally introduce you to a new nonprofit arts and cultural organization named Altadena Arts. We are writing to seek your support, invite you to visit our website to learn more about our organization at altadenaarts.org. Altadena Arts is dedicated to celebrating artists in the spirit of Charles White, especially artists of color, women artists, and artists with disabilities through the creation, production, and presentation of public artworks and arts education programs that are accessible and inclusive at Charles White Park and throughout the community of Altadena. Our project goals for 2021 include the following: create a monument and plaque that includes biographical information to honor Charles White at Charles White Park. We have begun to raise money from private contributions and are actively collaborating with LA County Parks and Rec. We will be forming a steering committee to engage our local community in January. Town Council member Veronica Jones has agreed to serve on this committee, as well as former Town Council member and current Altadena Arts Advisory Board member Judy Matthews. C. Ian White, son of Charles White, an Altadena resident, has expressed support and agreed to write the verbiage for the plaque. Altadena Arts seeks more people from our local community to serve on the committee. Secondly, pilot an arts education program at a local school via the Zoom platform or in person. If able, in the spring 2021 and fall 2021. This program will share the story and legacy of Charles White to our youth. Upon evaluating the program, Altadena Arts will expand the program to an 8-week residency and solicit grant funding to ensure sustainability of the program. We have raised about 50% of the budget needed to implement the pilot program and confident that we can raise the remaining funds we need by the end of the year. Consider making a contribution to support this program. Last, revive the annual arts festival held at the park by the end of 2021, pending the expiration of current health and welfare regulations regarding public gatherings. Exact date is to be determined. The festival will include opportunities for local artists and artisans to show and sell their work. It will also feature local performances by local musicians and other performers. And of course, plenty of food and drink. It will be a great opportunity for the community to come back together. Finally, I am grateful for the Altadena Town Council's previous support of the Oliver Goodall Monument and event. 924 people attended, supported, and or participated in that event, including Congresswoman Judy Chu, who spoke and stayed for the full event, and KCBS TV that covered the event. Altadena Arts builds off this success by again elevating our local artists and heroes like Charles White. We are grateful and thankful to the Altadena Town Council support of the 40th anniversary of the dedication of Charles White Park in October, and hope you will not hesitate to contact me, Eugene Hutchins, at eugene@altadenaarts.org to learn more or join us in our work to advance our mission and goals for 2021. Thank you and have a beautiful holiday season. Cordially, Eugene Hutchins, Executive Director, Altadena Arts. And that concludes the correspondence. Public comments.
Thank you. I just want everyone to know, because we have a new council member here, we do not respond to public comments during the meeting, but what we do is public comments that come from the Sutherlen census tract will be handed to the census tract that represents the area that comment come from, so they can be reached out to and identified directly that's related to them within the community. So anyway, moving on. Thank you, Councilmember Santangelo. One more item, and then we go to the last celebration. So census tract report, item 10.1, census tract 4610, which I believe was Councilmember Jones.
Okay, it's really short because it was already given. I just wanted to give the stats for the testing at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So there was 11,410 people tested. So I was just going to say that how many were tested, and the report is broken down. I'll give it to Dorothy to put on the website. That's it.
That's it? Okay. We're moving on to the last item on the agenda, item 11. Well, adjournment is the last item, but item 11. A lot of work has gone into this. Like I said, we're typically at our December meeting, it's about celebrating the community. And I would like to personally thank the outgoing council members again, one more time, and especially Councilmember Azimi and Councilmember Sutherlen, who I've also served on the executive committee with as well, for the amount of years of service they've put into our community. So thank you. As much as effort as we all put into everything, our community is about the sum of all of us, not just the town council, but every community, every organization, every group, and about us all working together. It's the sum of everything. So, and the presentation that's about to come up is a reflection of that. So I want you to sit back and enjoy that. I also want to point out at the beginning, Christmas Tree Lane, they put a lot of work into presenting the pledge for us. And there was some technical difficulty with that, and we moved on. So they actually went out, recorded it on the street, was COVID protected and all, wore masks and everything. So I would like to see if we can have Councilmember Wong post that short clip of that the Christmas Tree Lane did for the pledge on our website, so it can be viewed, and so their work can be seen. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is that usually also in December, a lot of times we've given donations to organizations through the sheriffs and stuff like this. This year, we haven't been able to hand around the can and collect money like we usually do throughout the year. The executive committee thought it might be a nice gesture to donate a small amount of money, which I did send out as an email to vote, but I was reminded by the previous vice chair that for a $100 donation, according to the bylaws, it doesn't require a vote. So what we would like to do is, if any of you know of any organizations around town that you're working with, we already have a few that are reaching out to people that need help and support during the holidays. And that may be looking for volunteers to help with that. If you can get that to either me or Councilmember Jones on the executive committee, or Councilmember Wong, we can compile a list of where people can go during the holidays and get support. And we will identify one of those organizations where we can make a nominal donation. Okay, this last piece, which is our holiday presentation, we couldn't have a live choir like we usually do. We couldn't have groups of people coming together. So a lot of work and effort went into this. We compiled compilations of images from all around town, from different organizations. I don't know what you support or what you belong to. It's a great tribute to our community of how diverse we are, how different we think along many different lines, and how even though COVID was happening and even though we were locked in our house, this shows you that we were still there, the community was still active, and we were still doing things, which is a wonderful tribute. A lot of the work I have to thank Councilmember Jones, because she compiled all this and actually compiled it into the presentation it is. And Pasadena Media actually added the music to it. And we will, after this, make that presentation available on our website. But it will have the music and the updated version that we actually would prefer. But due to the fact this is live on TV, there was royalty issues. So in saying that, if Chris from Pasadena Media is ready, if he can actually start the presentation. And I just say, everybody enjoy. Thank you. Well,
Wonderful. Very
that
nice.
was it. We wanted to show a spirit to the community that even though we're locked up in a house and feel that there's nothing happening out in the world, our community is there, and they're there for you, they're there for us. And even though we may be all on different paths and different thoughts and different backgrounds, Altadena really is one of those special true communities and a special true place. So that's an honor. And I know there was some technical difficulties at the beginning with some fuzzy screens. We will be loading it up onto our website, correct, Councilmember Jones and Wong? And so people will be able to view it there and see it on, yeah, sorry.
With the original music, which is really good.
Okay.
That Antonio put on the.
In saying that, I want to do a big cheers with my water. Cheers and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy New Year. And I'm going to see you all in January.
Same to you.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
I'm going to move
Merry
on.
Christmas to everyone.
Happy
holidays.
Kalikimaka.
Motion to
Happy
adjourn.
Kwanzaa.
Second.
Second.
Okay, last item, item 12. I got a motion from Councilmember Knapp and a second from Councilmember Vega to adjourn the meeting for the last meeting of the year for December 2020. All those in favor say aye.
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 No abstentions, no nays. So moved.
Okay.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.